All right, and we're visiting today with Angel Kirk, our hockey mom, as we open up the Women of Hockey Week here in Arizona, starting off Monday. Angel, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
You know, you're going to lead this thing off, and I couldn't think of a better way to do it without talking to a hockey mom. And you and I've talked for a little bit about how long you've been a hockey mom, what it's like to be a hockey mom.
Yes.
So let's start off with that. Where are you from? How did you get to Arizona? And tell me a little bit about being a hockey mom.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for having me. I've been a hockey mom for 15 years, so quite some time. We came from Alaska, and anybody that knows Alaska, it's like any cold place. First thing you do when you're pretty much born is start playing hockey. So my son started at 3, and it's kind of gone gangbusters since then. We moved to Arizona about 7-8 years ago, so yeah.
Awesome. So you have a son playing right now. He's playing up in Las Vegas, correct?
I do.
So tell us a little bit about that. Go ahead and tell us about it and boast.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, I have a wonderful son who's 18. He plays for the Las Vegas Junior Storm. He plays junior hockey. He's actually traveled out of state, played for the last 3 or 4 years. So he's kind of gotten his way around and matured a little without me. But it's been absolutely wonderful opportunity. Hockey is a wonderful sport for kids, girls and boys. The development, brain development, physical development, the maturity level, and just the responsibility is just amazing what it's taught him and the opportunities it's given him. So I'm very proud of him and proud to be a hockey mom.
So as a hockey mom, a lot of people don't understand hockey mom mentality. It starts early and long into the night sometimes, doesn't it?
Yes, and you always have bruises on your hands from beating on the glass. And if you think I'm kidding, come watch a hockey game with me. I may look nice. No, I'm just kidding. But long hours, lots of effort put into it, lots of practices, lots of time. It can be very costly, but the end result is far outweighs all of that. And actually, I miss it, to be honest with you. My son being 18 out on his own driving, I don't get to drive him around anymore. I don't, he doesn't quite appreciate the kiss at the end of the game. In fact, he runs most of the time. And I'm always trying to take pictures and hi, me and my, he's like, Mom, really? But you do miss it, but it is an experience of a lifetime, and I would recommend it for anybody. It's a bond that you not only have with your child, but it's also a bond that you have with your hockey community, hockey family, hockey, whatever you want to call it. It's an amazing opportunity to be a hockey mom, and I'm so thankful I've been one.
So as we talk about hockey moms and what it is, you still have to have a life too, right? You still have to have a job, a career, those types of things. How do you make it all work?
Well, there's that. I sometimes don't remember how I made it work, but you just do. Another amazing thing about hockey parents is the carpooling. Right. They get it, right? So you develop a good group of friends and family and people. The biggest part too, though, is the travel. I mean, people don't realize the extent and the amount of travel that you have when you're a hockey mom. The tournaments and even sometimes the clinics and the camps and just the amazing travel and the time involved in that. But like I said, worth it completely. Wouldn't change it. But yeah, sleep was, I probably still have the bags under my eyes from the last 15 years.
So you talk about hockey growing up in Alaska and how it was almost a birthright.
Yes.
Now you're in Arizona.
Yes.
And you've had a chance over the last 10, 15 years of seeing some growth in hockey. Did you ever think that hockey would get to the point where it is right now?
No, I mean, it is so different, to be honest with you. It's crazy. Not only is it grown tremendously here and everywhere, to be honest with you, but I mean, it's just not like it used to be. It's a very competitive sport. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart for the parents. I still call it hockey tummy, hockey stomach every time my son goes on the ice. I can't even take it. People laugh at me, but I mean, it's like I can't eat for a day prior. But it's just grown tremendously, and I'm so happy to see that, and I'm happy to be a part of it and to have seen the growth. So
you go from a point where your child is skating at 3 years old,
yes,
and then you watch them go through the ranks, and everybody thinks at some point in time, oh, their kid can be in the NHL, but reality sinks in.
Yeah.
They don't reach the NHL level, but they still have a lot of success. Tell me a little bit about what that's like and coming to grips with that.
Well, first of all, you're exactly right. I mean, I still get a kick out of all the parents out there that think that their kid is going to make it to the NHL. Every one of them is going to make it to the NHL, right? I mean, we have that in everything, don't get me wrong, but let's face it, very few make it to the NHL. It's a great goal to strive for, but I just wanted my son to do the best he could and offer him the best I could. And I want him to someday be able to coach kids and coach his own children and be able to pass the sport on. I was just talking to you a little bit about how one of his coaches coached a young kid, a child at a bantam age, and it's now his coach for the Storm, and now he's coaching my son. So it's very cyclical, and it's very amazing how hockey works that way.
Isn't it nice also that hockey players get the opportunity to not only play through the junior level, but get a chance to play at college? I know the college programs here.
Absolutely. Of course, obviously, because of the level he's at, he's been scouted by colleges, and we're trying to make that decision right now. I mean, it's not an easy decision when you're an 18-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid, because do you play college? Do you play juniors another year? Which juniors league do you play? What do you do? So it's constantly, it's a business. I mean, it's also, if you're in it, you're in it. I'm not saying you can't play it for fun, but if you are in it, you're in it, and it's definitely amazing how, and he may just want to coach. I don't care what he wants to do. I just want him to do the very best he can do.
So we talk about the college level, and I know he's being recruited by some teams, and I know one of them's Purple, I think, maybe, that's pushing pretty hard.
Might be Purple and might be in Phoenix area.
So how do you deal with that as a parent? Do you want to be involved in that? Do you want to just let him choose where he goes? How do you weigh that all up?
It is tough, because as parents, we want our children to be responsible and make their own decisions, but come on, he's not going to like me saying this when he watches it, but he's an 18-year-old senior in high school, and he's still my baby, right? So, and I still want to see him do the best he can. So I'm helping him make the choices. And again, I mean, for a boy at 18 years old that strives to go to college is important. Hockey's very important, but college is very important. So it's making that right fit, that right fit for education and for the sport. And also, again, the coaches, and I mean, there's just so much of a dynamic to look at, but of course I'm right in the middle of it, even though he probably doesn't want me to be.
So we're talking about Women of Hockey Week.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about women's hockey and what you've seen as a hockey parent about the growth of women's hockey here in Arizona, especially.
Oh, it's crazy, because when my son played, when he was littler, there really were never any girls on his team. I have one or two stragglers here and there. Now I see full teams of bantam level, might level, where half the team is all girls, and I love it. It's amazing. It just has grown like crazy. And now we have, GCU has a women's team, ASU has a women's team. I mean, everybody is it's growing exponentially, and I love to see it. Of course, I'm a woman. I love to see it, right? So.
And one of the things that I think it differs from other sports is that females can get on the ice and skate just as fast, if not faster, than a male, which, when you bring that up, allows them to play the game. It's the physical part of it that a lot of people are worried about, but how do you see that?
Well, it's actually funny now that you say it. I've seen the Lady Coyotes 18-19 team here kick some boys' teams' rear ends. They don't play soft. And just because they can't check doesn't mean they're not going to use their body. And they are very, very, they skate accurately. There's really no difference except the size. And to be honest with you, I know that, there's the whole, when you get older, that's why they don't play together. And plus, it's just a natural progression for the boys to check as they get older. But I'd put some of those girls' teams up to some of those boys' teams and be a little bit intimidated by it. So
I've had the opportunity to watch some women's hockey at ASU this year. And there's a player, the captain at ASU, that can shoot the puck as hard as a lot of the guys I've seen from the point.
Right? Amazing.
So you have to have some toughness, don't you, as a hockey player of some sort, men or women?
You have to have some physical toughness, but you also have to have mental toughness.
Very good.
I honestly tell my son all the time, who is a pretty stocky kid, and he's defense and he hits pretty hard, but you can have the toughest, most skilled hockey player out there, but if you don't have the mental capacity and the mental ability to play, you're just going to be a kid out there on the ice. You definitely have to use both, because there's a lot of thinking in hockey. It's a quick sport, and it's also, it's a huge team sport, and you have to be able to think about what you're doing, or it doesn't matter how good you are. So
do you think the hockey mom role changes as your kid gets older? You think of, even at the professional level, the hockey moms are still there. They're watching every game. They're still living every second with their sons or daughters.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how you see hockey mom's role as the kid gets older.
I think the support is huge no matter what age you are. I mean, I'm sure there's NHL kids that, or I call them kids because they're kids to me, but I'm sure there's NHL players after they get off the ice, you know, their mom's calling them or they're calling their mom because, you know, it's just been that's been the norm ever since they were 3 or 5 years old. And, you know, I think as mothers, we never want to get out of that role, and we never do. I mean, when you've lived that life for so many years, it's almost next to impossible to get out of that role. But for me, myself, I have to sometimes back down because I know my son's, you know, old enough to make his own choices now, but I always text him or call him after the game and say, hey, I saw that was a rough game, or hey, that was a fantastic game, or whatever. How you doing? How you feeling? And you know, that relationship hopefully will never change, and it's something that I treasure. So
tell me a little bit about your particular situation as a hockey mom. I know you've got some things going on. I want to give you a chance to speak to other hockey moms out there. Tell them what you're doing that I think is pretty unique with your website and different things that you're up to. So
okay,
speak to the hockey moms.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I think being a hockey mom is it's tremendously tough because of the time, but it's tremendously rewarding, and it's so great to get with other hockey moms and get to know, you know, what makes them tick, little tips here and there, just things like that. And again, like it is a cliche term, but like a hockey family, hockey mom family, and I do have a Hot Hockey Moms company that where we have t-shirts and fun things, because you know the biggest joke is hockey moms get out of bed at 4 a.m. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna throw a hat on and we're gonna throw a t-shirt on. Well, hey, I'm here to facilitate that for you. So but yeah, we just, you know, they say hockey, coffee, and 4 a.m. is pretty much what our hockey mom life is. And so that's the Hot Hockey Moms, and I just love talking to other hockey moms. It's just fun, and it's been my life for so many years. So
Hot Hockey Moms, and I hear you're getting a little kickback from hot hockey dads as well.
Yeah, there are a few jealous hot hockey dads out there, let me tell you. They see it and they're like, well, what about us? And I say, okay, calm down. You can get your glory later. No.
Very good. So as we wrap things up, let's talk just a little bit about the future and what you see hockey in Arizona, hockey maybe around the United States growing. Okay. We see the Olympic team now is or the national team, I should say, is getting some recognition. The women are starting to get some equal pay for equal work. So I'm sure that you're excited about that. But tell me a little bit about your goal, what you see hockey going and growing into. Okay.
Well, first of all, like I said, even just, my goodness, in the last 15 years, it's just grown leaps and bounds. I also see it growing huge. I mean, I honestly see the NHL being compared to the NFL one day. I really, truly do. It's going to happen, and it's already starting to happen. There are more and more hockey fans out there than you believe. I mean, I'm with clients all the time, and they'll mention something. I'm like, you have no idea that you're talking to one of the biggest hockey fans out there, and they're like, me too, you know. And fortunately for us, we get a lot of the Canadians here, and they all love hockey, and so, you know, we're just surrounded by it all the time. It's a phenomenal sport, and I can't wait to see the growth. I know it's going to be huge, and I'm happy to be a part of it, because I'll always be a hockey mom no matter what. It doesn't matter if your kid's 50, you're always a hockey mom. So,
Angel, I thank you for your time. You've kicked off Women of Hockey Week with a bang, and I know we're going to do some great things.
Yes.
Thank you for
so
your
much.
time.